Bro, let me ask you something real quick. And I need you to be honest with yourself right now. Have you ever been sitting next to a woman, feeling that energy, that tension, that pull, like something is definitely happening between you two, but you had absolutely no idea if she was feeling it too? You didn't know whether to make a move, say something, or just play it cool and hope for the best? Yeah, I know that feeling. And here's what's crazy. There's a very good chance she was feeling it. She was giving you the signs. The signals were right there, happening in real time, right in front of your face. You just didn't have the knowledge to decode them. And that right there, that gap in knowledge, has cost more men more opportunities than anything else. Not looks, not money, not confidence, just not knowing what to look for. So today that changes. I'm breaking down the 3 clearest, most powerful signs a woman gives when she wants intimacy with you. Signs that are backed by science, rooted in psychology, and happening every single day around you. And the third one? Bro, the third one is the most overlooked signal in the history of human attraction. Most men see it happen and think it means absolutely nothing. By the end of this video, you will never make that mistake again. So do not move, do not skip. Stay locked in from start to finish, because this might be the most important video you watch this year. Hey, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to Laurin Ponce. If you are brand new here, I am so genuinely glad the algorithm brought you to this channel today, because this is where we get into the real conversations. Attraction, connection, the psychology of relationships, the stuff that actually matters in your life that nobody ever sat you down and explained. If that resonates with you even a little bit, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now, tap that bell icon, and become part of this community. We drop content every single week, and every video is built to actually change how you see the world. All right, let's get into it, because I know you came here for the knowledge, and I am not about to waste your time. Now, before I give you the 3 signs, I need to lay down a foundation first, because without this context, the signs won't fully land. And this is the part most people skip, which is exactly why they keep missing the signals over and over again. So pay close attention. If you have ever missed these kinds of moments before, if you've ever looked back at a situation and realized, wait, she was actually into me and I had no idea, I need you to let go of any guilt or embarrassment about that right now. Because here is the truth, and I mean this with complete sincerity, it was not your fault. It was never about you not being attractive enough, not being tall enough, not being rich enough, not being smooth enough. None of that. The real reason you missed it is because nobody ever taught you the language. And that is not a small thing. Because here's what you need to understand. The language of female desire is fundamentally, completely, scientifically different from the language of male desire. And when you don't speak the language, you miss the conversation entirely, even when it's happening right in front of you. So let's talk about why that is, because this is going to completely reframe how you see everything going forward. When a man feels attraction towards someone, his response is typically direct. He thinks it, he feels it, and he moves toward it. He might say something, make a move, express it openly. That's just how male desire is wired. It's forward, it's action-oriented, it's visible. But a woman feels that exact same electricity, that exact same pull, and she responds in a completely different way. She doesn't lead with a direct move. She leads with signals. She creates context. She opens a door, but she stands at the threshold and waits to see if you're going to step through it with her. She tests, not because she's playing games, but because that testing is literally built into her psychology at a deep evolutionary level. Think about it from a historical perspective. For thousands of years, for the entire span of human history, women had to be far more careful and selective than men when it came to choosing who to let in. Not out of pettiness, not out of manipulation, out of survival. The consequences of choosing wrong were enormous. That ancient instinct, that careful, deliberate, signal-based approach to desire, it doesn't just disappear because we have smartphones now. It lives in the subconscious. It drives behavior today just like it did 10,000 years ago. So when a woman feels desire, she doesn't broadcast it. She whispers it. Quietly, subtly, through her body, her eyes, her behavior. And the 3 signals I'm about to walk you through are exactly those whispers. Learn to hear them, and your entire experience with women changes overnight. All right, sign number 1. She touches you, and it is not by accident. Now, before you misread this, I am not talking about a casual brush in a crowded hallway. I'm not talking about a quick, playful shove between friends. I'm talking about something different, something intentional. A hand that rests on your forearm for just a moment longer than it needed to. Fingers that graze your shoulder during a conversation when there was no practical reason for it. A touch that happens naturally, almost casually, but carries something underneath it. Neuroscientists call this initiatory contact. And here's what's actually going on beneath the surface when it happens. When desire activates in the brain, the nervous system generates a physical drive to close distance. The body wants to confirm proximity. Touch is the most primal, most direct way to do that. When she touches you, even lightly, even briefly, her nervous system is communicating something her words haven't said yet. It's her body saying, I want to be closer to you. And here is the specific detail that separates the men who catch this from the men who miss it completely. Watch what happens right after the touch. Does she pull away fast, or does she let it linger? That extra half second, that slight pause before she withdraws, that moment where contact holds just a beat longer than strictly necessary, that is her body speaking its first full sentence to you. That tiny, almost invisible moment carries the entire message. Most men feel it and tell themselves they imagined it. They talk themselves out of it. Don't do that. Trust the signal. If this is already making sense and you're connecting dots right now, go ahead and hit that like button. It genuinely helps me reach more people with this content, and I appreciate every single one of you who supports the channel that way. Sign number 2, and this one is going to sharpen your awareness in a way that you will start noticing immediately. Her eyes. Now, every man has heard look for eye contact before. That's basic. What I'm going to tell you goes way deeper than that, and it's the difference between a guy who vaguely senses interest and a guy who can read the room with precision. When a woman is experiencing desire, real, genuine attraction, her gaze shifts in a very specific, very measurable way. It's not just that she looks at you more, it's how she looks at you and what her eyes do in the process. First, her gaze softens. The muscles around her eyes relax. There's a quality to it that feels almost warm, almost inviting, like the energy behind her eyes has shifted. Second, her pupils dilate. Now, this is not something she is choosing to do. This is a completely involuntary biological response. The brain releases dopamine and norepinephrine in response to attraction. And one of the physical effects of that neurochemical response is pupil dilation. You cannot fake it, you cannot control it, and you cannot stop it. It just happens. Third, and this is the detail that most people have never been told, watch where she looks when she breaks eye contact, because there are 2 directions she can go. If she looks to the side, that typically signals discomfort or disinterest. But if she looks down, that downward glance is one of the most documented, most studied, most universally recognized nonverbal signals in all of social psychology. It signals openness, receptivity, a kind of quiet emotional vulnerability that says, I'm letting my guard down around you. It's ancient, it's hardwired, and it just happens automatically when the feeling is real. So here's what the full pattern looks like when it all comes together. She looks at you. Her gaze holds a beat longer than usual. She gives you a soft smile. She glances downward, and then her eyes come right back to you. And it repeats, like a cycle, like a rhythm. Almost like she's silently, repeatedly saying, I see you, and I like what I see. If you start watching for this pattern, you are going to notice it everywhere. And every time you do, you'll know exactly what it means. Now, sign number 3. Put the phone down for a second. No, seriously, if you've been half watching this, I need your full attention right now. Because this is the sign that has cost more men more real, genuine, life-changing connections than anything I have ever talked about on this channel. This is the one that happens right under your nose and feels like nothing at all when it's actually everything. Sign number 3 is this. She starts creating privacy where there wasn't any before. Let me paint you a picture. You're at a party, you're at a social event, you're in a group setting with other people around, and then something shifts. She finds a reason to pull you aside. Maybe she says, hey, come here, I want to show you something. Maybe she leans in close and drops her voice to just above a whisper, like she's about to tell you something that's only meant for you. Maybe she suggests the 2 of you step outside for some air, or go grab a drink together, or check something out in a different room. She finds a way somehow to carve out a space that is just the 2 of you, separate from the crowd, separate from the noise, a small private world she created on purpose. And most men, when this happens, think it's just a random moment, just logistics, just coincidence. It is none of those things. It is completely intentional. Because here is how female desire actually builds. It doesn't accelerate in public. It doesn't ignite in a crowd. It grows in intimacy. It deepens in closeness. Before a woman allows herself to fully feel and express desire, she needs to feel safe, emotionally safe, physically comfortable, like the space around her belongs to just the 2 of you, not to everyone watching. So when she engineers that private moment, when she finds a reason, any reason to separate you from the group and create that one-on-one space, She is telling you something enormous without saying a single word. She's saying, I want to see who you are when it's just us. She is opening a door and stepping aside to let you walk through. The question is, do you recognize it? And do you step through with the right energy? Because here's the thing. Recognizing the signal is only half of it. The other half is knowing how to respond, how to show up in that moment with the kind of calm, grounded, confident presence that makes everything she's feeling feel confirmed and safe and right. And that is exactly what I break down in complete detail in my guide, Secrets of Attraction. Everything from reading these signals to responding to them, to carrying yourself in a way that makes her feel like you are exactly the man she's been looking for without you having to say a single word about it. The link is in the description. Go check it out after this video because it genuinely goes to the next level. All right, we are coming to the end of this video and I want to leave you with something that actually sticks, something real, because I don't just want to give you information. I want to give you a shift in perspective that you carry with you. Here is what I need you to remember. Every missed signal in your past was not a failure. It was not evidence that you weren't good enough or attractive enough or smooth enough. It was simply a gap in knowledge, a language you hadn't been taught yet. And gaps in knowledge can be filled. That's the whole point. You now know that when she touches you and holds it just a second too long, that's not coincidence. You now know that when her eyes soften, her pupils widen, and she glances downward, that's not random. You now know that when she finds a way to pull you aside and create a private moment, that is absolutely intentional. And knowing that, that's not a small thing. That is a real, meaningful, concrete advantage in every social situation you walk into from this day forward. Most men are walking through life completely blind to these signals. You are no longer one of those men. And with that awareness comes responsibility. Use it with respect, use it with intention, use it to build real connections, not just to chase moments. Because the men who understand this and use it with genuine presence and confidence, they don't just get more opportunities, they build better relationships, deeper connections, and that is what this channel is really about. If this video added value to your life today, I'm asking you to do 3 things. 1, smash that like button right now. It takes 2 seconds and it helps this knowledge reach more people who need it. 2, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. We are dropping new content every single week, and every video is built to actually move the needle for you. And 3, drop the word whispers in the comments right now. That's your signal to me that this hit home for you, that you're part of this community, and that you're ready to start seeing the world differently. I read every single comment, and I will see you down there. This has been Laurin Ponce. I'll catch you in the next one. Let's go!